Now it's time for today's perspective. And my guest on the programme today is one of those incredibly talented people that we've all had the delight of watching a couple of weeks ago. Stéphane Houdet competed in the Paralympics here in Paris. He is, in fact, a three-time Paralympic tennis doubles champion in 2008 in Beijing, 2016 in Rio and 2021 in Tokyo, as well as a silver medalist in singles and a bronze medalist in doubles at the 2012 London Games. He was also world champion in 2012. That's enough, isn't it? At this Olympics, wasn't meant to be. He was squeezed out just before the medal stage, but he's already said he will be in Los Angeles in 2028. Well, Stéphane Houdet joins us now here on set. First of all, I mean, just congratulations for providing the rest of us with such great entertainment over the last few weeks during the Paralympics. How much of a pleasure is it to be able to take part?
Well, thank you so much, Stuart. It was probably the best memory we can have in Paralympics. Of course, London was our example, and we tried to compete also with London. We lost a few years ago, but for this Olympics and Paralympics, it was the first time ever for me to enter a court with such a crowd, with so many people, probably not knowing a lot about tennis, but knowing a lot about lives, and was very pleased to have us around. So
I mean, the atmosphere was incredible, wasn't it? Having it on home soil. Was there a little bit of regret, though, that you didn't manage to go a little bit further this time round in front of that home crowd?
Oh yes, of course. When you enter that kind of court, the only thing you have in your mind is keep playing, and play another day and another day. But the Spanish guy was stronger than me in the quarters in singles, and we played for the medal in doubles. We were seeded number 4, and we finished number 4 with the chocolate medal we say in French. So I don't like chocolate. I don't like being number 4.
Okay, so next time round, you said you're going to still compete once again. I mean, it's quite a long career. You started off 2008 in Beijing.
Yeah, and when I started to play, I thought it would have been my last games, because I was already, when I started, discovered wheelchair tennis with Johan Cruyff, the famous soccer player. I was already 34, and I had in my mind, I will play once, and then I will go back to my work, which is to be a veterinary doctor. But in a way, it was nice to play, easy to improve also, and I wanted to improve more and more. I was number 3 in 2008, and then I became number 1, and I had new goals, and I wanted to play more slams, to win more slams, more gold medals. And the fact that I'm also standing because I'm using a prosthetic, it seems that I can rest my upper limbs, and then after the match, I push a lot, I play, and then I stop, I walk, and it helps me to recover and to have a longer career. But to be honest, when you play on a chair, your heart is not beating that high, so you can play long matches, long tournaments, and probably long careers.
And manage to go on, yeah. Let's explain for people who don't know. I mean, you were able-bodied, and you started playing tennis at the age of 8, and you did pretty well. You were also hoping to be a professional golfer at that age, weren't you?
Well, I wasn't really a professional golfer, but I was a veterinary doctor. I had a motorbike accident, and then when I wanted to rehab, I thought about sports. And one of the sports that came to me was golf, because I couldn't walk, I couldn't run, I couldn't do that much. My first competitive environment was playing cards. I was playing bridge. And then I switched to golf using a golf cart. And I discovered during a golf competition the wheelchair tennis. And of course, it was my first sport as a child, and I wanted to try. Also because my medical path was in 2 ways. First, the doctors took the leg almost on the road and put it back. But 8 years later, I had this amputation, which was a Christmas present.
You decided to do that amputation?
I decided for the time, because I had a stiff leg, I couldn't really walk. And I saw an English guy, and if someone can help me to be in touch with him, because I haven't been in touch with him for so many years. He's the guy who changed my life. He was walking with a prosthetic. He was walking so well on the golf course with the shot that I thought I want the same. And that's what happened to me. The name is Matthew Smith. If you meet him,
Okay,
tell
if
me,
anyone knows
probably there
Matthew
are many
Smith.
Matthew Smiths, but I really want to thank him anyway.
Look, why did you make that decision, though? Because it must have been a dramatic decision to make, wasn't it?
Not really. My leg was broken. I couldn't bend my knee. I couldn't use my foot. When I saw him with the prosthetic on the golf course, walking so well, I had in my mind, wow, it's so much better. So my way of thinking changed to, first, as a vet, I was thinking, I will never leave a dog with that kind of leg, the leg that I had. So when I met the guy with the prosthetic, I was thinking, okay, in terms of mobility, in terms of function, this is so much better. This is artificial, but this is so much better. This is what I want. So I rang the doctor and he said, yes, we will do it for the first time after 8 years.
And was that a decision just to improve your life in general, or because you thought you might be able to compete on a world stage once again, if you did it?
Well, I didn't know anything about wheelchair tennis when I decided to do that. It was only about golf. And in golf, probably it would have been more difficult at the beginning, at least, playing with the prosthetic than on the stiff leg. So my decision was a life decision. Walking, just having a step that I couldn't have before, and even running. Everything is so much easier with a prosthetic, even sitting. With the stiff leg, it was impossible for me to sit here in a plane, at the theater. My leg was literally on your ears.
Yeah. Sure. Okay.
So,
It does make perfect sense. I completely understand now. What would you say to other people who may be in a similar situation? Not necessarily, having to make a decision about removing a limb, but just somebody who is not able-bodied and wants to be able to carry out sport.
Well, I will take an example because I have received so many. I had so many exchanges about this decision and about life changing. But today I received an email from a veterinary doctor who told me he had almost the same illness, not with the amputation, but the same kind of issue, and also having kids. He told me I was probably the worst guy in the family, being always negative. And when I've seen you on court with the kids, playing tennis with the wheelchair, because he wanted his son to play tennis, but he had in his mind, I won't be able to play with him. So I am sad not being able to play with him, standing without to think it's possible to do something different. So I would say everyone has two lives, and the second one starts when you understand that you have only one.
That's a very nice way of looking at it.
It's not a sentence from me, but I like it.
And is that something, do you think, that is the spirit of the Paralympics? I mean, just going back to where we started from, I mean, it's such an amazing way that the sport and the competition has developed. I remember before it started, somebody was saying in the UK, for example, a few years ago, you got maybe an hour's television coverage of the Paralympics once a week just to update people on what was going on. Now it's everywhere, 24 hours a day, but 12 hours a day they're showing live all the competitions. Does that make you proud and pleased that happens, that there's so much attention to it?
Yes, of course, but I would go global. I would say sport is about communication. What can we do together? And this is what happened with the Olympics, what we do together in different sports, coming from different culture, different religions, different area from all over the world, different sexual preferences. Everyone is together. And the Paralympics is probably the next step, being together also with a physical difference. So I think it's more about sport than to compare between Paralympics and Olympics. Sport for me is a way to communicate with the others.
Perfectly put. Thank you very much for being with us on the programme today. Stéphane Houdet, taking part in the Paralympics just a few weeks ago. Thanks very much.